Okay, so we stopped yesterday on talking about examples about ratios, simplifying ratios, and writing ratios, equivalent ratios by using multiplication and division, but we couldn't. When we did all these questions together, we said if you want to simplify a ratio, it's actually the same way of doing it with fraction. You look at the common factor between both parts of the ratio and divide them by, then you write your new ratio down. And we also started talking about comparing between ratio. And we say that we can write equal ratios by using multiplication or division. If you want to use multiplication, you can multiply by any number you want. If you want to use division, you can just divide by the common factor only. Some numbers have many common factors, so you can choose any of them to divide. So this is an example of using multiplication. Multiply both numbers in the ratio by any whole number, but it should be the same one. Like for example here, we multiplied 9 by 2, we have to multiply 15 by the same number by 2. We can't multiply 9 by 2 and 15 by 3. No, or this one number by 6 and the other number by 9. We have to multiply both parts in the ratios by the same number. So we get 9 times 2 is 18, 15 times 2 is 30. This is another one by using multiplication here. We multiplied by 10. So this is 90 to 150. Those two ratios, we call them equal ratios or equivalent ratios. 18 to 30 and 90 to 150 are both equal ratios to 9 to 15. So you can also use division to write equivalent ratios. So here, when you divide, you also think of a common factor and you divide both numbers by the common factor. So here, for example, 12 and 36 are both even numbers. So we can divide them by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6 and 36 divided by 2 is 18. We can also divide 12 and 36, as we said yesterday, by 6, since 12 is a multiple of 6, 36 is a multiple of 6. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. 36 divided by 6 is also 6. Okay. Now, 6 to 18 and 2 to 6 are both equal to 12 to 36. Now, a statement that two ratios are equal, in math, we call it proportion. Okay, so when you hear the word proportion, it means two ratios are equal. How to tell if two ratios are equal or they perform a proportion? Yani sometimes they give you this ratio and another one. These are two ratios, 25 to 15, 20 to 12. We need to tell, are these two ratios equivalent or are these two ratios perform a proportion? The best way to decide that is to simplify each one. We need to write each ratio in simplest form. Okay, so to tell that they are equal, write each ratio in its simplest form. Who can tell me what is the simplest form of the first one, the first ratio? Yes, Mariam?
Miss?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
The first one we divided by 5. It will be 5 to 3.
Okay, wait. So in the first ratio, 25 to 15, we can divide both parts by 5. So we got 5 to 3.
5 to 3.
5 and 3 are both They have no common factors, so this is the
Yes, so
simplest
it's the
form.
simplest.
Type. What about the other one, 20 to 12?
I do it.
No, let me choose someone else because
Teacher, you told me I'm gonna answer the first question tomorrow.
يلا يا سلمى, answer it.
Okay, so 20 in the simplest form is going to be 4. No, 2.
Why 2? 4. 4 is a greater factor. دايما it's better to choose the greater common
The
factor.
biggest?
Yes.
The GCF.
Yes.
Okay, and for the 12, I think it's going to be 6.
No, هلا look
2.
سلمى.
4 to 2. And then we're gonna simplify them. Can I?
Wait, هلا سلمى. I didn't get what are you doing? You maybe you're doing the simplest form in different steps يعني?
Didn't understand you.
هلا look 20 to 12, okay Salma? How do you write this in simplest form? يعني look at the previous example. We divided 25 and 15 by 5. We got 5 to 3. It's like a fraction, 5 over 3 or whatever. Now 20 to 12, we're gonna do the same thing. We need to simplify it.
Them with the
يعني
same.
divide it.
Yeah.
يلا, what is the number that you best use to simplify this?
4.
4. Okay, يلا, divide. 20 by 4 and 12
Okay.
by 4.
20 by 4 equals 5.
Yes.
And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So they are equal.
So look, the
Equivalent.
simplest form of the second fraction ratio is 5 to 3. And from the first
They're
ratio,
equivalent.
we got the same simplest form, yes. So 25, they both have the same simplest form. So both of them are equal, or we say equivalent, or you can say perform a proportion.
Can we say equivalent ratios?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
But you also should know the word proportion. Proportion means equivalent ratios. Okay? Yalla, let's go to more examples. Here, write each ratio in the simplest form. Yalla, let me choose Muhammad Mayman.
Yes, teacher.
Yalla, Muhammad. The first one, 15 to 5.
3 to 1.
Excellent. By dividing by
5.
5. Excellent. So 15 to 5. If you divide it by 5, you got 13 to 1. Thank you, Muhammad. Yes, Leon, the next one.
Yes. 7 to 3.
Excellent. We divide both parts by 7.
By 7.
Yes, we got 7 to 3. Excellent, Leon. Yalla, Muhammad Al-Qaq, the next one.
Yes, teacher.
Yalla, 13 to 39. What do you think can we divide them by?
15 to 39. 13.
Look, Muhammad, 13 is a prime number. Do you remember the prime numbers?
Yes.
Yeah, يعني we can't divide it
Yeah.
إلا by itself.
And we divided by 13. We
Yes.
divided by 1.
No, by 13.
13.
Yeah.
And it, يعني 13. يعني we'll do 13 divided by 13.
Exactly.
Equals 1.
Yes, and 39, since you did divide by 13 here, you should divide by 13
By
on the other
13.
side.
39 divided by 13. And 1 over 9.
No. 1, 2, 39 divided by 13. You can use long division if you have pencil and paper. That's going to be much easier
هلا
to do. But no, خلاص, let's just say it fast because we don't have a lot of time. It's 3. Because 3 times 13 is 39. So this is the simplest form, okay?
Miss, can I ask you a question?
What?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ask.
Miss, هلا, if we have a number that's like an odd number,
Yeah.
we divide it with itself and with the other one. The other one the same, يعني.
No, sir, not necessarily. Hey, 49 is odd and 21 is odd, but we can divide them by 7, not by themselves. But if you have a prime number, prime, مش odd number, if you have a prime number like 13 here, you can divide it only by itself or by 1. If you divide by 1, you will get the same number. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Can I answer the next question?
Yalla, Yaleen, answer question 14.
And
24 to 60, we divide them with 6. It will be 4 to 10.
Is 4 to 10 the simplest?
4 by 2 divided by 2 equals 2.
Lean?
No,
No, we can divide it more. By what? 4 to 10?
by 2.
By 2, yes.
It will be 2 to 5.
Excellent, Lean, yes. We can do simplifying ratios like simplifying fractions in different steps. And you can do it from one step if you can figure out the greatest common factor, which is 12 here. So we got 2 to 5. So that was our last time presentation, but we are not done yet. We have another quick topic that we will talk about today.
teacher, is this the last class?
Yes, it's the last class.
Oh, okay.
لا في حصة فرنسي.
I don't know if it's the last class in your schedule, but it's the last.
Yes, I'm
math
talking
class.
about of math.
Yeah, it's the last math class. Okay, let me now share my new topic. This is it.
Me.
Okay, so today we will summarize quickly together the percentages, understanding percentages, and finding a percent of a number. What time is your French class?
We don't have a French class today.
Yeah, teacher, we don't have.
We have a French
We have a French class, but after your class.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have French class.
Yes, teacher, we have a French class.
Yeah, we have a French class.
طيب خلص, it's okay. خلص, after my class, check your schedule. Let's start with understanding.
145.
Let's start with understanding percentages.
don't have French class.
Guys, stop talking about the French class. Here, let's do this quick warming up. Write an equal ratio or equal fraction with a denominator of 100. Now, in the first fraction,
By 10.
raise your hands. 1 over 10 is a fraction here. To make the denominator 10, we know we multiply by 10 for each one, so we get 10 over 100. Type. The second one, who can do part B? How do you write this as a denominator of 100?
Me,
Yalla, Aya.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
We multiply the 2 by 50, 50 by 50.
Excellent.
It will be 50 over 100.
It will be 50 over 100. Excellent, Aya. The last one, 1 over 4. How can you write it with a denominator of 10? Eunice. Eunice, are you there?
By 100. 4 times 25.
Excellent. 4 times 25 and 1 times 25. So it will be 25 over 100.
Can I make the next one?
Just raise your hand. I will choose from those who are raising their hands. Write each of these fractions in simplest form. Again, simplest form, you divide by a common factor. So here we divide by 5. We got 11 over 20. 40 over 100, we divide them both by 20 because 20 is the greatest common factor, which is 2 over 5. Again, if you can't figure out the greatest common factor from the first time, you can do division with many steps. Okay, what is the percent? The percent, we see it a lot. We use it a lot in our life. A percent is a ratio in which the first quantity is compared to 100, and this is the symbol of ratios. Percent can be defined as 1 of 100. Diamond percent means for each 100, you compare things to 100. A percentage, again, it's a fraction out of 100. Like when you say 50%, it's as a fraction, 50 over 100. What does a percentage mean again? Here, 20 over 100. What is it as percentage? Nancy, yes.
Are you sharing the screen?
Yes.
I can't see it. I just see like my school has started screen sharing.
The rest, can you see the screen?
Yes,
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher. I
Okay,
can.
so Nancy,
Yes, teacher.
Nancy, you just need to refresh your website. Okay? طيب, يلا, let's see someone else who can tell me 20%. What is it as a ratio, Amira?
Yes, teacher. 20% as a ratio, it is
I mean as percentage. 20 over 100.
percentage.
Yeah.
20 over 100, it's 20%.
It's 20%, yes. This is that where it's, oops. So here, 20 over 100, again, to write it in simplest form, it's 1 over 5. We mentioned it in the previous one.
Yes.
And we can write it as a ratio, 20 to 100. And as percentage, if we want to write it percentage, it's simply 20%. Okay, so now here where we use percentage, we use it in sale. If you want to go shopping, when you want to buy, if you have a discount on something, that's a percentage of use, and we can see it a lot in our life. Now we're going to do examples about writing the fractions in the simplest form. Lowest term means simplest form, and the percentage represents the shaded part of each figure. Like here, look here. 50% means 50 parts out of 100. So here we have 100 parts. If you need 50 of them, you're just gonna shade 50 of them. Any 50 parts. It's not necessarily to be the upper 50 or the lower 50. You can shade randomly 50 parts. Now, if you want to write it as a fraction, it's 50 shaded over 100. Who can tell me, oh, Amira, because your answer was short, what is 50 to 100 as a simplest form?
A simplest form is 50, 25.
What do you want to divide it by?
We divide it by 20.
We can't divide 50 by 20.
Yes. B divided by 5.
طيب, if you divide by 5, what do you get?
I know the answer. It's 25.
Wait, what is the fraction? The answer is a fraction. What is the fraction? 50 divided by 5 is 10.
Yes.
100 divided by 5 is 20.
Yes.
So we got 10 over 20. Is 10 over 20, Amira, the simplest?
No.
Yani, can you divide 10 and 20 by another number?
10 out of 20.
Yeah?
Yes.
By what?
By 5.
Okay, if you divide 10 by 5, you get 2, and 20 by 5, you get 4. 2 over 4 is 2 over 4. The simplest?
2.
2.
4 we can, but 2 no.
Why not?
2 1 will be. Yes, 2 1 will be 1 out of 2.
1 out of 2. Yes, excellent. So see, Amira, you did the simplest form, but in many steps. You divide
Yes,
by
we many.
You did
Yeah.
divide it by 2 first, then you divide by whatever. Yani, we did many steps to do it. That's
Yes.
why when you figure out the greatest common factor, you will find the simplest form directly. Yani, we can, Amira, divide 50 by 50, 1, and 100 by 50, 2.
Oh, now it's so easy.
Yes, so
It was so
50%.
long.
Yes, 50% as a fraction in simplest form is half. We already know 50% يعني half. مش إحنا sometimes when we share things بنحكي 50-50, like half for
Yeah.
you and half for me. So whenever you see the fraction 1 over 2, it means 50%. Okay, yalla, let's go to another. Here, 10%.
Answer.
10%, what is it as a fraction?
Teacher, are we gonna finish everything today?
I don't think so.
I think we will finish it in school.
لا خلص, when we go to school inshallah we will start new things. لأنه هاي الأشياء إحنا already
okay.
أخذناها. هاي أشياء إحنا أخذناها. We're just revising them.
Teacher, can I ask you a question?
Who are you?
Muhammad Al-Khalq.
Yes, Muhammad.
Teacher, I don't understand like when you put 1 over 2 and you know the percentage. I don't understand it.
هلا محمد, إحنا we just write 50 over 100. 50% as a fraction is 50 over 100, right?
Yes.
Then we just did the simplest form. We divide them by to get the simplest form, which is 1 over 2.
Okay.
Okay, yalla, let's go to another question. Those who answered, don't raise your hands. Layan, Fude.
Yes, teacher.
Yalla, Layan. What is the fraction of 10% or 10 parts out of 100 here? The fraction. The normal fraction. We don't need the simplest form now.
Okay. 10 out of 100.
Yes, excellent. It's 10 out of 100. Now, the simplest form of this, Layan, what is it? What do you divide 10 and 100 by?
By 2.
By 2, you can divide it by 2, but you can divide it by a greater factor. What are the factors of 10, Layan?
5.
There is 5 and there is 2. What else?
2.
What numbers you multiply together to get 10?
Two and 5.
طب we said it. We know 2 times 5 is 10. Is that the only way to get 10? By multiplication, is it only 2 times 5?
No.
What about 1 times 10? There's also 1 times 10. 2 times 5 is 10, and 1 times 10 is 10. So the factors
Teacher,
of
10
10,
times 10.
بس صح 5 times 2 10.
حكيناها دان. مس اللي حكالي 10 times 10 كيف يعني 10 times 10 is 10؟
No.
100.
10 times 10 is 100.
طيب احنا لسه عم نحكي عن a number 10. We're talking about the numerator. So we have 1 as a common factor, 1 as a common factor, 2 as a common
out of
factor,
1
5 as a
times.
common factor, and 10 as a common factor. So what is the greatest common factor that we can divide 10 and 100 by? The greatest.
It's 10.
10, exactly. So divide 10 by 10, you get 1. 100 by 10, you get 10. So 10 over 100 as simplest form is 1 over 10. What's wrong with you? We did 2 days about simplest form. Yeah, so 1 over 10, whenever you see 1 over 10, that actually means 10%. Yeah, 25%. Thank you, Leon. Let's go to someone else. Yes, Naya?
Yes, teacher.
طبعا اللي
Wait.
جاوبوا أنا عم بعملهم lower hand ف don't raise them again يعني ما رح أخليكم تجاوبوا يلا يا نايا
25 over 100.
Yeah.
We will divide by 25. So 25 divided by 25 equals 1. And
Yes.
25 divided 100 equal 4.
Excellent, Naya. Super. Excellent. So it's 1 over 4. So whenever you see 1 over 4 as percentage, it actually means 25%. هلا 1 over 4 is actually means quarter of anything. Same as 25%. It's quarter of whatever. طيب, the 75%, يلا, who can tell me what about 75%? Amir?
Yes, teacher.
يلا Amir, what's 75% as a fraction?
75.
It's written in front of you. 75 parts
75 on 100.
out of 100. Yes.
Over 100.
Yes, excellent. طيب, we need the simplest form of it.
Divide by 5 equals 0.
No.
No, 3.
Divide by... What can you divide 75 and 100?
Divide by 5.
Okay, you can divide by 5, but there is a greater common factor.
12.
No, of course not.
25.
25, excellent. So 75 divided by 25 is 3, and 100 divided by 25 is 4.
It
So
equals 4.
3 over 4 or 3/4 means 75%. Okay? طبعا that is 100% means 100 over 100, which is actually 1 whole. Okay? So, here, these are the most important fractions
The
that
class ends.
can, or you better memorize, but if you understand it, no need to memorize them. We know the half is 50%. 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 5 over 5, 1 over 1, 9 over 9, whatever you divide by itself, you get 100%. And the quarters, The 1/4 is 25%. 3/4 is 75%. Now 2/4, since it's in simplest form, half, so it's 50%. 4/4 is 100%. About 5, 1/5, it's all the time means 20%, 2/5 is 40%, 3/5 is 60%, 4/5 is 80%, and 5/5 is 100%. And the last block, which is so easy, when you have something over 10, 3/10, 30%, 4/10, 40%, 5/10, 50%, 7/10, 70%, 9/10, 90%, and so on. Those tables are very important. What?
Miss, I have a question.
يلا quick. يلا إنه the class.
Periodic table.
Okay. If I have 60% of 25,
What?
a question in the mixed practice in the booklet.
Yes.
60% of 25.
Look, I'm gonna skip all these to go to show you what does it mean. Where? Here. Like, for example, it's like when they tell you what is the percentage of number, that percentage, you're gonna use the table. هلا is 60% from the tables. What is it as a fraction?
1/10. لا 6.
6/10.
6/10.
وبرضه you can use another fraction, which is 3/5. بس انت you can use any of them.
Okay.
Okay, so you use, for example, 6/10.
Yes.
Let me just check if I can. This is the whiteboard.
Teacher, aren't we done yet?
We are done. Those who want to leave, they can leave, but I have to explain something important to Aya. So look, Aya, 60% of what?
Of 25.
25. So we said 60%, this percentage, write it as a fraction, which is, as we said, 6/10. Okay. The word of, do you remember what does it mean? Oops. It means multiply.
Okay.
Okay. 25. So here it's like you wanna multiply two fractions, 6/10 times 25. And find its answer. Like here, like here in our presentation, the one that we were on, 20% of 55, this is it, as a fraction. It's 1/5, so we use 1/5 of 55. You can use multiplication, or you can just divide your quantity by the denominator. 55 divided by 5, it's 11.
Okay.
That's the answer.
Okay.
If the numerator wasn't 1, if it was like 2, you do 11 times 2. Another example, look at this example. Find 75% of 40. The 75% as a fraction is 3/4. So we need to find 3/4 of 40. You divide 40 divided by 4, this is at 10.
10.
But we still have a numerator, 3. That 10, multiply it by 3, we got 30, and this is our answer.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Teacher, is our answer 30?
Yes, the answer is 30.
So like it's the last one.
Yes, it's the last number that you received.
Hi, teacher.
Here, 40% as a fraction is 4/10. Of 300, you divide 300 by 10 is 30. That 30 is not the final answer because we still have 4 up. So 30 times 4 is 120. That's gonna be your answer. Okay? That is everything. We are done. And you know the video, I know إنه هدول الأشياء بالآخر حكيناهم quick. But you can go back to the video. It's already on YouTube. And thank you so much for attending the classes, all the classes. I was really happy seeing you all. Inshallah, next week you will all come to school.
Bye.
Okay?
Bye, teacher. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Teacher, thanks.
Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye, teacher.
teacher.
See you.
Bye.
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 Bye,
Bye,
Layan.
teacher.
Bye bye.
Bye, teacher. Teacher.